Last time on Rudy's Travels, we checked out the magnificent Grand Teton National Park. In this video, we head south to Utah to begin our loop of the Mighty Five, starting with Capitol Reef National Park. After leaving Grand Teton, we dropped off our daughter and her family in Salt Lake City, where they caught a flight back home to Oakland. We stayed in Salt Lake City for a couple of nights and took a side trip to Park City for lunch. It was the first time we were there without tons of snow on the ground, and it was quite a different feel. We headed down to Capitol Reef, which is probably the least known of the 5 Utah national parks, after Bryce, Zion, Canyonlands, and Arches. It turned out to be a pleasant surprise and was one of our favorite places on the trip. We drove in on the main road through the park to the Fruita campground, where we got a campsite nestled in acres and acres of fruit orchards. The area was settled by Mormons in the late 1800s who farmed the area and developed the orchards. Now the National Park Service owns and operates the orchards, and visitors can pick fruit at certain times for a nominal fee. There was also a quaint bakery at the campground where we were able to purchase small fruit pies for dessert every night. And that's probably why we love the park so much. We got up early the next day and headed over to hike the Hickman Bridge Trail. No dogs were allowed here, so we hiked separately and did a Rudy swap at the trailhead. Later that day, we took a scenic drive over to the southwest end of the Grand Wash Trail and drove on the auto portion for a bit, taking it all in. The next morning, we awoke at the crack of dawn and headed over to the northeastern Grand Wash hiking trailhead, parked the Jeep, and ventured our way into the mighty Slot Canyon. We were able to leave Rudy asleep in the trailer with the fan on, so he was all set for a while. The Grand Wash was magnificent, and there was no one else on the trail at the time of the day, so we had it all to ourselves. This was a fairly easy hike, and we took it for a mile or so and then turned around since we didn't want to leave Rudy alone for too long. But it was nice for Sharon and I to get to hike together again. After enjoying another pie that evening at our campsite, we drove the next day over to Gooseneck's Point and strolled around the magnificent overlook, where we could see what is referred to as a geologic wrinkle in the earth. We drove around a bit more and then headed back to our campsite for a good night's sleep before our trip over to Bryce the next day. As always, thanks for watching.